All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jay Crypto once again. I made a video describing around 15 properties in NFTs, and I announced a challenge, but I'm going to do a short version of that same video right here. So first off, I want you to listen to this quick clip by Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, okay? Let's see here.
My advisor or the teacher gave me, the guy was sort of like Ken, a real estate professional. He said to our class, there's about 30 of us in the class, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, your education begins the day you leave this class. And he says, what you do when you leave this class will determine whether or not you become a real estate investor or not. And his assignment was that each of us in the class had to look at 100 properties, do a one-page evaluation on the property, why it was good or bad, pros and cons of it, in 90 days. The assignment was 100 properties in 90 days.
All right, so that's the theme of this challenge. So what I'm building right now, what I wanted to share because I'm building this, is 15 qualities of NFTs, okay? So why am I building this? Why am I even writing down 15 different qualities of NFTs? Well, number one, I think this is probably one of the best educational pieces I've been able to put together because I continue to learn more and more. So this is the most futuristic version. Number two, I eventually do want to write a book called like something about NFTs. Number three, I'm doing this challenge for myself, really. And it's not going to be 90 days, not going to be 100 days. I'm going to basically be analyzing about 90 different NFT projects in encompassing all NFT trades that I can find, right? And I'll be talking about if I would personally invest in it or if I wouldn't and why. And I'm coming up with a criteria that I can kind of make so that way we can start the process of deciding on which NFTs fit the J crypto model and which don't, so on and so forth. And then you can create your own model and maybe take away some of what I use, maybe not. So here's the 15 types of NFTs. First one, it's going to be a phrase I coined. If somebody tells you I didn't, don't believe them. Don't trust them after that too. It's called a DEX NFT, okay? So a DEX NFT is any NFT related to a DEX. The reason why this is important is because on the pro side, that gives it some extra intrinsic oomph in terms of value. On the con side, there's some regulatory overhang as people speculate that they will need some proof of authorship when it comes to smart contracts. Since a DEX is run as a DApp with smart contracts, that means that the team would have to announce itself. And there's a lot of DEXs out there that are anonymous. So that's why that would be important as a trait to analyze and make sure that you define when you're investing into an NFT that's part of a DEX, okay? The next one would be a play-to-earn game NFT. This is important because what play-to-earn game is it related to? How is it related to the game? And how can its value potentially go up or down in the future? Next up, access NFTs. So I think of this when I think of, an NFT that Gary Vaynerchuk created in his VFriend series that gives the person, the holder, an hour of time of access basically to play tennis with Gary Vaynerchuk once a year, okay? Then we have historically significant art NFTs, CryptoPunks, okay? We see these collections of just first edition, some of the earliest NFTs on the blockchain selling for a lot of money, okay? For really no rhyme or reason other than it being historically significant to a lot of people. Next up, we have a DAO NFT. Again, regulatory overhang with DAOs that are anonymous, something to be careful of. On the pro side, DAO NFTs, I believe, are the most useful in the long term because a DAO can actually disrupt restaurants and form new restaurants, and it will benefit not only the investors, not only the owner of the restaurant, but also the actual customers, giving them real assets to hold for using the restaurant. And it's all organized through a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO. Okay. So an NFT that's correlated to a DAO right now on the blockchain may be something that is more risky because maybe the team, no one knows who they are. The smart contracts haven't been audited, but maybe in the future, that's one to look for. I mean, that's just a prediction, right? Event access. So we see VFriends coming out with these 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 access to the VCon. Okay. So VCon is a convention. So it's access to an event if you own the NFT. Cash flowing NFTs, that's my favorite. A tribute to Robert Kiyosaki showing you that quick clip from the podcast. The reason I like cash flowing NFTs is because this is an NFT you can hold that makes you dividends and profit. There is some important, things to recognize when you're investing in a cash flowing NFT. Like, what's your risk, and are you risking your initial investment due to the fact that the investment might in the future with regulation become illegal? Or are you risking it because the actual tokenomics of the NFT may give you a lot of cash at first, but maybe not so much later on? And as the cash flow drops, so will the NFT's value. Another NFT is mining NFTs. So mining NFTs is any NFT that represents the actual hash power of a project, if you will. So I think of Yushi for this one. You own the NFT and you're actually mining the token of the cryptocurrency Yushi. Different blockchains with an asterisk. So this is an important quick little thing. And what I like to say about this is recognize what blockchain your NFT's on. The reason why I like Cardano NFTs is I think Cardano is highly underrated, undervalued, underestimated. That means that there's a lot of potential. Okay. So by recognizing which blockchain it's on, you can also estimate other fees associated. So like being a net person, right? You can take a look at the gas fees, and you can take a look at the NFT price on Ethereum. And when you buy something for $100 and the gas fees is $100, then your NFT price is actually $200, right? But on Polygon, the gas fee is negligible, as they say in, I think I remember that word from science class, right? Go figure. I guess you do learn something in school, kids. So only a few things though, right? So anyways, just joking. Set supply collection NFTs. So a set supply collection, again, could be, we could use CryptoPunks in this. It's any NFT collection that has a limited and set and permanent supply. So that means there's only 10,000, let's say, CryptoPunks in the entire collection, and that's it. There's never going to be another CryptoPunk. That's it, right? Then we got IDO privilege NFTs. So in the traditional financial world, we call them IPOs, but in the decentralized financial world, we call them IDOs for initial DEX offering. This is because in the traditional finance world, you have a stock exchange, but in the DeFi world, you have a decentralized exchange. So that's why the initial D offering, the D stands for initial DEX offering. Okay. So basically, this would be an NFT, part of a project, maybe part of a DAO that gives you special rights to invest in, like a Launchpad project, right? Special rights to invest in any projects that partner with the Launchpad. Okay. Unlimited supply NFTs. So unlimited supply NFTs aren't necessarily bad because NFTs can actually differentiate themselves from currencies in the fact that they're non-fungible. So we don't have to take an example like the US dollar. Printing more dollar devalues everyone's bags, basically. That's not what can happen in an unlimited supply NFT necessarily. But it is something to pay attention to, because if you can mint an unlimited supply of NFTs, you're going to want to know that, because you're going to want to know what the appeal is to buying that NFT. How can that NFT's value go up in the future, and how could it go down? Sometimes projects will actually burn NFTs, which will decrease the supply. So in that case, you might look at a project that has an unlimited amount of NFTs that you can mint. However, maybe the supply of those NFTs is actually decreasing because the project is finding ways to burn their NFTs while people are minting them. Okay. Next up, we have verified NFTs. Just want to throw that in there. You want to make sure that whatever project's NFT you're getting, you verify it. You're buying it on a reputable NFT marketplace. That's not financial advice. That's just my own personal opinion. Real world connected NFTs. A subscriber of mine mentioned this. They mentioned, if you remember, what Uniswap did. So Uniswap is a DEX, decentralized exchange. They created an NFT that was basically a sock that said like Uniswap or something like that. And if you burned, which is, it also means destroy the NFT, then it releases the smart contract and the actual Uniswap team will send you a real pair of Uniswap socks. So that's what I call a real world connected NFT. We can look at real art. Imagine a Picasso painting that somebody owns made into an NFT. If you own the NFT, then you also own the Picasso painting as well, right? That could be a thing. And whenever you sell it, then maybe there's a middleman or a vendor that will curate that process to make sure that the buyer and seller both maybe deposit their side of the bargain in escrow, so that way the NFT transaction will go smoothly, just because that real property side of things makes it a couple extra steps to make sure that nobody gets scammed, if you will. Next up, we have celebrity NFTs. So I mentioned Gary Vee, I mentioned Access NFTs, but this I want you to think of maybe your favorite, maybe your hero as a kid, right? And if it wasn't yourself in 10 years, like Matthew McConaughey says, then maybe it would be something else. Maybe it would be like a athlete. Okay. Think of your favorite athlete as a kid, or maybe you're not into athletics. Maybe it's your favorite scholar or scientist or astronaut or CEO, entrepreneur. Could be anything. But imagine if somebody like Mark Cuban, right? Or even better, somebody like, no offense, Mark Cuban, somebody like, maybe not better isn't the right word, but somebody like Charles Hoskinson, right? Like an owner of an NFT project created like a mentor NFT. And they basically said that whoever owns this can have an hour of mentorship with me a month or something like that. It can be Mark Cuban, it can be Charles, it can be Elon Musk. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Just have an NFT where you have an hour of time with Elon to just chat on the phone, say what's up, check in. That would be pretty sick, I think, personally. So on and so forth. The other feature too is what's the royalty. So with NFTs, you got to remember that you can design in utility. So one thing I like to mention is that there's a royalty associated with the NFT. NBA Top Shots, what they really did was they changed their model from partnering with a sports card creator like Topps or Panini. They didn't completely change it. They're still probably going to do Panini cards, I assume. Why I'm mentioning this is because when they sell, and by they I mean Panini, the NBA sports card set to the market of sports card enthusiasts, investors, NBA Top Shot, or excuse me, the NBA in that deal has already gotten their cut from Panini for the partnership. Okay. Here's the kicker. When those sports cards sell, like I own the sports card, I sell it on eBay, NBA is getting no cut of that sports card being sold. With NBA Top Shot, however, right, this is why they got into NFTs. This is why the NFL is like, I don't know, ridiculous for not, embracing this stuff a little bit, but whatever. From a business standpoint is all I'm saying. But whatever. I mean, there's regulatory uncertainty. The NFL is pretty stiff anyways. It's a bunch of stiffs. Maybe not a bunch of stiffs like the players. I'm a huge fan of the athletes. I'm a very pro athlete guy. All of the coaches, I think are the talented coaches I like too. Good leadership in some of them. What I'm saying, and even some of the owners are pretty, crafty and stuff. However, when it comes to their ability to adapt and innovate, it seems like they're usually the back of the herd in terms of major sports leagues, if not just resistant to change at all. So here's the deal. The NBA is now going to be able to make fees up to 10% on every single trade of every single NBA Top Shot card. So just remember that, because you want to know what royalty there is in your NFT, especially if you're an arbitrager. However, I'm just going to let you know, I'm not really an arbitrager myself, so maybe go to a different channel for arbitrage advice when it comes to NFTs. I'm more looking for cash flowing NFTs. When I do these, this challenge of getting 90 NFTs analyzed, I will probably review all sorts of NFTs, not just cash flowing. I might even buy some that aren't going to cash flow, and maybe I will just try to sell. And I have another challenge I'm going to start, which is a VFriend challenge, because I'm going to try to get potentially a VFriend. Right now, they're kind of trading for a lot, so it's an ambitious challenge. Maybe I won't be able to do it, but I'm going to just keep going and try to do it. And I'm going to start with a certain amount of ADA, and I'm going to see if I can trade all the way up to, I don't know, one VFriend from just buying and selling Cardano NFTs. And I'll keep track of everything, so I make sure that I report everything at the end of the year. But at the same time, definitely do your taxes when it comes to NFTs and crypto. And if your accountant is resistant to it or is overcharging you, I think there's other services that are being invented right now that you might want to get into. I'll be researching that closer to that time of the year, but definitely do not want to be, or you don't want to be in any part of fraud, especially if you're from the US. Okay. You want to be careful if you're from the US. But if you're from other countries too, you just want to always, follow the rules, right? Because it's a game and you want to play the game correctly, legally, fairly, and just follow those rules. So that's pretty much it for the vid. This is Jay Crypto. The goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by October. Maybe this is the video to do it. Thank you so much for subscribing, as always. And this is Jay Crypto. I'm out. In 1 second. Have a great day or weekend.